On this episode of Street Rat Garage, we are back again at the Indiana Public Auto Auction, and it is tax season. Let's see what these things are going for. So yeah, we are back again, and it is the height of tax season. So everybody is going to be out here looking at cars, and it is also a really nice day. So it's going to drive a lot of people out. A lot of people have money in their pockets and they are looking to buy. But what are they looking to buy? Let's have a look around here and see what we have that's good. Well, the first thing I'm going to look at is this 2009 Acura. It has 245,000 miles on it, but it's pretty clean. And it's cleaner on the outside than it is on the inside. Again, some of these cars really just do not get cleaned up very good, but there's not much you have to do here. Spray this down, wipe it, put some tire shine or black magic, whatever, on the interior, and this would be a really nice looking car. So yeah, Acura's pretty reliable vehicles. Oh, that's a little sloppy. Yeah, it is a little worn on the inside, but most of this is going to clean up. No big deal, just as long as it's not beat up on the body. Let's have a look on the outside. Let's have a quick peek underneath of the hood. You got a little bit of corrosion, an old battery, which again is no big deal. Duralast, which I believe comes from AutoZone, right? So dirty underneath the hood, but again, no big deal. We don't care much about dirty. Body wise, the body lines look pretty good, pretty solid. Got a little bit of a ding right here, not a big deal. Again, body gaps are fair, looking good, little scrapage right here, and oh, is there a little bit of rust right there? But that's gonna mostly just surface, and that's gonna come off with a little bit of rubbing compound. But tires, they're pretty decent on this. Oh, it just has 245,000 miles on it, which is not a lot of miles for one of these. So if you can keep this around $2,500, $3,000, should be a good ride. Now you're gonna have to keep in mind that, again, it's tax season. Some of these prices may start to go up. They should start to go up, really. But now's a pretty good time to come out here and get one of these cars, clean it up real good, and resell it on the old Facebook marketplace. That car would has a lot of room to grow if the price is right, of course. But it's just dirty on the inside, underneath the hood, and it could use a good buffing. Do all that work, put it all out on Facebook Marketplace, and I imagine right now that might get close to $4,000, give or take. So, yeah, that's it's tax season, so things are definitely going to be different right now. Now, this one I did not see on the list yet, but this is what year? It doesn't say what year, but an 81, 82, whatever. The one that had the slanted back. Not an expensive car, but looks like, you know, somebody's been playing around with it. It's got Edelbrock carburetors on it, though. I'm not a fan of Edelbrock carbs. Got the tunnel ram, probably a Chevy. I'd almost guess a 383. It's got the old Mallory distributor that's been unplugged here. It's been unplugged for a while. But this looks like a 1985 build right here. Some Michael J. Fox Back to the Future stuff. Oh yeah, look at that old Mallory tachometer and speedometer and switches and wiring all over the place. Man, this would be a mess to get going again if that wiring's messed up. And the door doesn't close very good, but this is cool though. I really like this. Kind of interested to see what it's going for, but again, it's not on the list for this week, so she's not going to go through. Now here's one I'm going to like. What year? '09 Chevy Suburban. 225,000 miles on it, but LS powered, so it doesn't matter on the mileage on these guys. They run forever. See, I need one with a hitch on the back. My Tahoe doesn't have the hitch on the back, and I kind of wish it did. But Suburban and Tahoe, basically the same thing. It's just a little bit longer. My Tahoe comes to right about here. I don't know if it's longer here or longer back there or whatever, but it's definitely, Suburban's definitely longer, just by a little bit. Power seats, dirty console. Oh, this is disgusting on the inside. Got some stamps on it, forever stamps too, so you know, it's like $10 worth of stamps that go with it. So man, they like their music. These buttons are really worn. I think you can replace these buttons by themselves. I'm not sure. This junk on the steering wheel always starts to flake off, but you can rub that off to where it's just shiny. So that's no big deal. Oh, it does have a cracked dashboard on it. Oh, the plastic dashboards, if they're not protected, they have a tendency to do that. I think they had some kids in the back because these back seats are worn a little bit. It doesn't have the infotainment center on it. Mike's Car Wash stuff and pins and a bunch of other gross stuff in there. So this should have the 5.3 in it, but it'd be nice if it had a 6.2 in it. So let's see what we have here. It doesn't, no, there's this 5.3 liter. So they're usually pretty good engines, and this one looks fine, looks pretty dry, no big deal. About the only thing that you need to watch out for is frame rust on these things. And since it's pretty solid in this area, we're probably not going to see any frame rust on one that's this solid. So everything looks good underneath of this truck. They like to rust out here. They like to rust out on these rockers. And this one's in good shape. Real nice shape. 50% on the tires. It's solid all the way around. Again, we got the tow hitch, and I really need that. This is a good all-around vehicle right here. Just pretty much well, it's a pickup truck enclosed. So this is a good one. You can clean this up, probably make some money off of it too. I'm just going to have some concerns about the prices going into tax season. I mean, we're right up into it. Everybody has about as much money as they're going to have right now. Some people get like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 back, depending on their deductions or whatever. I personally don't get any money back. I pay, but everybody else is going to have their money, and they're going to be bidding on this stuff. But this is going to be a pretty good one. If you can sneak in here and get a good deal on this, I'd say this is the way to go right here. There's still a lot of people that can get concerned on the mileage being over 200,000 on some of these cars, but an LS engine is not the one that you have to worry about, especially in that year. Sometimes you have to worry about the transmissions on it, but if they've changed the transmission fluid maybe once or twice, that should be more than enough to still have a good transmission in these things. But those are some of the vehicles that you really should change the transmission fluid on. Check out this one here. This is a 2005 Chevy Trailblazer. This they didn't make this particular body style that long, really. This is sort of the transition in between the Blazer, the older style, and the newer style. For a few years they had a Trailblazer and a Blazer that were almost identical, but these there's not a whole lot of these around, really. I can't remember if these had V8s in them. They're sort of like a mid-size, almost like a Colorado like. Let's see, this one has 200K on it. No, it's got the what do they call that, the Ameribera Vortec 4200 in it. Well, they're pretty good engines, but yeah, not a lot of these. This one's actually in pretty good shape, but again, it's absolutely filthy. It's got some brake dust on it. It's got a great set of tires on it though. Real nice tires, and it's not all rusty. These have a tendency to rust behind this panel, but there's nothing falling out of it, so it must be in pretty good shape. If you open up the doors, look right in here, they really like to rust. So that trim's coming off. Oh, weather stripping's coming off a little bit, but this was taken pretty good care of, just not kept clean. And has a hitch on the back, missing the wiper blade off the back. Easy fix. This is not bad. You can kind of tell the size of it. This is an Escalade, but this is a Tahoe style Escalade, and this is the Trailblazer. So it's just a little bit smaller, but not by much. So good mid-sized truck here. It has 200,000 miles on it. Again, that's not bad even for the 4200. It's still got plenty of miles left on it. I don't expect this one to go for more than $2,000, but probably going to go a little bit higher than normal for tax season. But it's such a nice truck. Well, there's one flaw. I didn't see this. They got the looks like the sunroof is dipped down a little bit, like it stopped. So you may have to pull the headliner, fix the sunroof, and then you'll be okay. So small flaw. Always look for the sunroofs on these things, but it's still a nice truck. But it's just so dirty. But it's going to clean up really good. You know, this is what I need right here. A 2007 Chevy Silverado that only has 112,000 miles on it. That's something you don't see every day. This one, this is going to be pricey. 112,000 miles. It's got a little bubbling right here, and it looks like it's been repainted. Actually, this whole bedside's been repainted, so it might have been wrecked, or might have been from where they repaired that side. But man, 112,000 miles. Let's check to make sure that's not a lie. The seat looks pretty good. The pedals, yeah, about 100,000 miles worth of wear right there. The real telltale on these trucks is this center console, because people do this all day. That elbow wears a hole right there in these center consoles, and the latch actually works on this too. That's unusual. So yeah, I'd say this has 112,000 miles on it. Just a little bit of wear on this one button right here, but this is an 07, so it must be an old man truck or something. Little cracks on the dashboard. You got to keep these dashboards lubricated. Your Black Magic and stuff on these things. This interior is pretty good shape. Man, I like this truck, but we'll look at it. I'm afraid that this is going to go way high. This is actually, if people come and look at this, this is a nice truck. I mean, it's an old truck. It's 2007. 2007 was the first year of this body style, but they did make 2007 that was called the Classic. That's still the old body style, so they're split right down the middle there. But this is the new body style. Let's check the engine. Should be 5.3. No, it's a 4.8 liter, which is still, you know, a V8. It's like 30 horsepower less than the 5.3. No big deal. You can make that up with nitrous oxide. So now you won't notice the difference. But this is a good truck. It looks like it's had some body filler on this side as well. So they fixed the rust on this one. That is nice. Look at that tow hitch. Well, that looks brand new. Huh. We're gonna keep our eye on this. This is a Z71, so it's a 4-wheel drive as well. It's nice. Now here's one that everybody's been looking at. It's a 2013 Chrysler 300. 186,000 miles on it, but everybody's been all over this. This is the first time I've even been able to get close to this. This one is the 300S, and I have no idea what that means, but I imagine you could look it up. I don't know if the S is the V8 model or is it a V6 model, but let's look under the hood and find out. Well, she just has the 3.6 liter in it with the Pentastar. They're okay engines. I mean, it'll get you down the road, no problem. And they're fairly spry engines, but it'd be cool if it had the Hemi for sure, especially in a 13. Oh, it's got a little bit of a crack right there, but that's easy enough to replace. This body is solid, and the rims are in good shape. The body lines look pretty good on it. And a little bit of scrapey right there, no big deal. But the interior looks nice on this car. Got the center console, and do these all have center consoles anyway? I don't know, probably. But it's got the S seat, whatever. Again, what does that mean? Oh, what does the S mean on these 300 S cars? And which ones have the V8s in them? So, yeah, it's in pretty good shape. It's just that windshield's cracked up. That's I don't know how much that windshield is, but there's some cheap windshield places around town here that can usually get you like 300 bucks on something like that. So that's not a big deal, but this is pretty clean. It's not 100% clean, but somebody cleaned it up once, and it looks like somebody come in here with their dirty feet and got it all a little bit nasty, but not bad at all. Now, if you're into flipping the cars, the 300, that's a pretty good one to flip, because there is a pretty large market for these cars, and the people that buy these cars don't seem to have any problem spending a bunch of money on them. So you can make some money real quick on one of these, as long as you buy it right, of course. This right here is a little bit more my speed. The old Dodge Durango. I don't know where they're getting these cars from, but we've been running into a lot of them that don't have any rust on them. I can't see this Durango being from Indiana with the body being this clean. These things rust out bad, and this is incredibly solid. Let's look at that. Man, that's solid. The frame is even in good shape. There's no way this is not from Indiana. Oh, interior is in pretty good shape. Has 128,000 miles on it. So the window is down. Is it broke out? Yeah, I don't think it's broke out. I think it's there. Just won't go up. That should be an easy fix. Kind of like this. It's in good shape all the way around. So somebody either has taken very good care of this truck, or it's just southern Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, something like that. I don't see any clues. I don't think there's any paperwork. No paperwork, nothing in here. This has been cleaned out real good, but this could be one of the newer car trade-ins or something like that. As good a shape as this is in. It's good shape, but it's old. So a newer car lot would not want this on their lot, even though it's in such great shape. But they send it to the auction and give you the opportunity to buy something that's actually nice for not a whole lot of money. 128,000 miles. It even has the V8 in it. It's not a small, or it's a small V8, only the 4.7, but still, 4.7 is a pretty good engine. I had some in one in a full-size Ram that worked really well. I just cannot believe how well this has been maintained over the years. That's a nice looking truck. Now here's one that should go for some pretty decent money. Well, that's weird. It's not bolted all the way through, is it? Nah, it's just weird looking. Subaru Crosstrek, and it's a hybrid. So if you're a dog person, you might like these. Everybody that has a Subaru has a dog. There's usually dog hair in the back of these, but this just has a bunch of dirt in it. So probably a gardener. If you don't have a dog, you're a gardener with one of these. It's a hybrid, so they were probably into plants and trees and hugging them, all that other good stuff. But It is filthy. It's absolutely disgusting in here. No, not been cleaned up even a little bit. So somebody is just getting rid of this car. But I like these cars that are dirty because there's so much more potential. Somebody that doesn't know any better just comes and looks and sees a dirty car. I see the potential of making some money just by cleaning it. But it's in good shape. You can see the dents in the seat, so they've been folded down quite a bit, hauling, mulch and dirt and all that other fun stuff. But this is, it didn't say how many miles are on it. Nope, doesn't say how many miles are on it. But if we look up here, it says next service is at 46,000 miles on 1 of 25. So this must have some pretty low miles on it. Let me check the app real quick. 146, and I mean that clearly says 46 there, so don't know which one it is. I would say 146 as dirty as it is on the inside. But Subarus, I know a lot of you don't like Subarus, but I think they're pretty good cars, especially the newer models. Now, the only thing I'm not a fan of is a hybrid engine, because I don't know how to work on them. But I mean, as long as it's running good, I guess it should be okay. This battery looks like it needs to be replaced. And again, it's filthy underneath of the car. Oh, it's got 2 batteries. I don't know why it has 2 batteries. It's just a Subaru thing, I guess. I would have thought, I mean, it should have 3 batteries being a hybrid. So wonder what that one runs. So that little battery doesn't run the car, that's for sure. So it's in good shape. It has decent tires on it. It doesn't look like it's been wrecked or anything. It's just, man, it's dirty. Absolutely filthy. It's got a little bit of a doink right there. So they went off-road a little bit. But besides that, not a bad car. This one should go for some pretty decent money though. If this was pre-tax time, we'd be getting a really good deal on that car, and then bringing it back here, cleaning it up, and making a few $1,000s off that. But man, I think that's going to be high. Guess we'll just have to find out. So now we come to what has probably got to be the most expensive vehicle in this auction, especially now. A Toyota Sienna minivan. These are like the king of used vehicles. These are ridiculous. Everybody wants one of these. This is like the ultimate family vehicle, and they'll pay for them too. This one, oh no, it's got a fold down 3rd row seat. I thought it was missing the rear seats. It's dirty, it's filthy, it's disgusting, but it's what they want. Definitely. How many miles? Doesn't say how many miles, but it hardly matters. As long as it's under 300,000 miles, it's going to go high. I'm going to guess this, I don't know if it's a good deal. I'm going to guess $3,000. I mean, it has some dings in it, just a little bit, but it's not bad. And it's a white van, which seems to be the color for these things. It's either black or white. That's the selling colors of these things. But I don't know. It's a nice van. I'm gonna guess $5,000, but it probably will go even higher. So I think that's all we're gonna look out for today. So let's go back inside and see what kind of money these things bring. All right, we are back inside, and it is time to see what these vehicles are gonna go for. So the first thing that we have up is that white Acura. Let's have a look here and see what it's going to go for. All right, here we go, and it is live. It has $1,700, $1,800 on it right now. $2,300 all the way up. It's jumping. So this is doing pretty good. These are really great vehicles. Even with 245,000 miles on it, it's still a good one to get a hold of. Acura's run for a long time. Another 100,000 miles on this one, easy. Just has a few scuffs, a few scrapes, no big deal. Looks good underneath too. This is definitely one that you can make money on if they sell it here real quick. But $2,600 is still pretty cheap for this vehicle, especially during tax time. Tax time is always crazy. Yep, there it goes. It didn't sell, so they're gonna move on from that one. Hey, there's a little boat. That's pretty cool. I kind of walked by this one. I think it had like a 50 horsepower engine on it. Don't know if it runs or not. Don't even know if it has a title, but probably does.
Fisherman's Dream.
Let's see what this.
Going once for $200.
Oh, doesn't say if it runs or anything. Doesn't say much. Just a charity donation.
Twice for $200.
Trailer title only, no boat title.
I need $300.
So that doesn't do you a whole lot of good.
We're not there yet.
But I imagine the
No sale. The reserve was not met.
no sell. Nobody wanted that one.
Item,
Just not quite time for a boat right now. So it is not currently time to buy boats, but actually, it is time to buy boats. Right now is the time that you want to go ahead and jump in there and get your boats. Get them lined up because spring is on the way and summer will be right behind it. And as soon as that happens, then boom, it's boat season. So right now it's tax season. After tax season, we have boat season. Boat and like ATVs, motorcycles, all that fun stuff. Now it's not the best time to buy cars and basic transportation because that's what everybody's doing right now. But if you go out there and grab yourself a couple motorcycles, an ATV, and some boats, hold on to them for a couple more months, and then you're going to make some money. All right, now we have, we didn't look at this, but we have the 1993 Camaro that we have looked at a few other times before, and it's back again. And it's going up pretty good. So this is what they've been waiting for on this car, tax season, I'm pretty sure. But $3,500 is about where they normally stop. So now it's $3,800. This is the Z28. If you haven't seen it before, automatic transmission, Z28. Didn't have a whole bunch of miles on it, I don't think. 132. I mean, it's a bit. It's a bit, but it's not awful. But it's got the old LT engine in it. 350. So these are pretty quick. Z28. It's a good looking car. If you want to see it a little bit closer, you can check out a couple of my other videos. I think this may be in a thumbnail of one of them. But we've seen this go through the past 4, 5, 6 weeks even. Oh, it's on the if sale, $3,800. So that's not bad. That's a lot closer than it normally is. And I saw this one sitting here too. This one's almost, well, it's not really identical because this is just a V6 car, but it's just white and it's the same generation. This is going to go a lot less than that Z28, that's for sure. This one's 95. I think that other one was a 93, but it only has the V6 engine in it. And how many miles are on it? It's got 227 miles on it. It's got a bunch of miles on it. So, and I think the dashboard was cracked up on it too. Where's it at? Seats are messed up on it. Its paint's faded. It's got rust on it. Look at the dashboard. Dashboard's all cracked up on that one. So they're selling all the way. So this one's going no matter what. So that's the difference in between a nice Z28 with a V8 and an old beat up V6. Just a regular Camaro. So they're whatever it stops at, they're gonna sell it. $1,700 right now plus your auction fees. So $1,700. That one is out of here. All right, and next up we have our 2007 Chevy Silverado, the Z71, which is a 4x4, and it's in really good shape. Let's check that out real quick. All right, they already have $3,100 on it, asking for $3,200, and they have $100 bid increments on it already. So how this works, if you don't know, is you can just slap one of these buttons if you want to go $100 more, or if you want to go 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, $100 more, then, you know, if you think it's a really good deal, just come over here and slap the $3,700. You know, this is you raising your hand saying, I want to give that much money. So most people just go ahead and hit the $100 bid increments, but they can change these, and they do. Sometimes they go all the way down to $10 bid increments. But there it goes, $3,300 on that, and it's on an if sale. So I would have thought they would have strung it on a little bit longer than that, but I guess there was nobody else wanting to throw some bids in there. It's definitely worth more money than that, but the bids just weren't there tonight. They'll probably hang on to that one and send it through next week, but it's on an if bid, so that means that they're going to contact the person that had the highest bid and let them negotiate, and maybe they can come to a deal with the seller of that vehicle, and maybe they can still buy it for, it just depends on how much the reserve was on that. Maybe they can buy it for $5,000 more if they want to. Most people don't want to, but it is an option. Now we move it along to our Chevy Suburban. What year was that? It was a 2009 Chevy Suburban, the big guy. Still, it was in pretty good shape as well. Most of the cars that we looked at today were in pretty good shape. Not a whole lot of rust on this batch, so it's impressive. So let's look at the Suburban. All right, $1,800 on the Chevy Suburban. How many miles were on that?
It's got to be worth more than
225,000 miles. Not bad.
Asking for $2,000. You'll be sorry.
Well, they got $2,000 on it. Oh, it does have a check engine light on it. We didn't know about that. It says running vehicle, normal wear and tear.
New bid. I want $2,400.
Everything else looks okay. True miles unknown.
SUV. New bid $2,600.
Yeah, it looks fine. 5.3.
Just one more time.
$2,600. That's not a bad price on that one.
We're going to sell it.
And it's in such good shape. It's not all rusty. The frame looks good. Everything looks good on this truck. So $2,800 during tax time is not a bad deal. And they're going to sell it. It says selling all the way. So somebody's going to get a decent deal on this truck. There it goes. $2,800 out the door. Well, not out the door, but oh, there's our Trailblazer. And $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600. Yeah, this one's in good shape too. I like this one as well. I don't know where all these good vehicles are coming from, but not bad. What was that, 200,000 miles on that one? Interior just needs to be cleaned up. So yeah, not a bad little truck right here. Oh, they're going to sell it all the way, so it's definitely going. So we're actually getting some pretty decent deals, even though it's tax time. I'm impressed. So $2,000 on that, plus your auction fees. I don't know exactly how much that would be. Maybe $350, give or take. You'll have to look that up yourself. And they just lowered the bid increments to $25 bids here, so you can just bid $20.50 on this and maybe edge somebody out a little bit better. So sometimes if you wait, you get it, but don't wait too long. $2,025 on that one. Good deal. And now we are going to our Chrysler 300. This ought to be a pretty good one. So we are immediately at $3,600, and they're asking for $3,700. So people have already been bidding on this one. Exactly what I thought they would be doing, because tax season, and this is the car that people are going to want. Even though it has a 3.6 in it. So it's stuck right now at $3,600. So they spent the whole week sitting there looking at this one, bidding on it. So it doesn't say selling all the way, but they just lowered the increments to $25 bids. And it's going twice. So 186,000 miles on this one. That's not bad. Let's see if they sell it. Oh, it's on an if sale. $3,600 on an if sale. Okay, that one went on the if sale, so they're going to call them and try to make a deal on that one. Hopefully they can get it resolved and it doesn't have to go back through another week. But that seemed, I don't know, that kind of seemed about right to me. I would have probably sold it, I guess, depending on how much money you have on it. You can't always hold out for the big money. Sometimes you gotta let them go, but the prices are a little bit better than I thought so far. So next up we have our 2001 Dodge Durango. I really like this one. Let's have a look. All right, our Dodge
$1,500.
Durango just has $1,400, $1,600 on it. They skipped about $100 on that one. Selling all the way, so it is going.
$1,700.
This is a nice looking truck, 128,000 miles on it. Running
Full-size
vehicle,
SUV.
average wear and tear, V8
Going
engine.
twice. Miles. Check out these
That's
low
not
miles.
bad.
I want
I don't
$1,900.
need it,
New bid $1,900.
but I
Ready
would
to
kind of
go.
like to have it,
$2,000.
but I really don't have a use for this. And I don't want to take the time to flip it right
Going
now.
twice for $2,000.
We have a lot that we need to sell already.
I want $2,100.
So let's just see what this goes for. $2,000 right now.
Where can you find one with these miles?
Surely you got to be able to make some money
for
off of that.
$2,000.
There it goes, $2,000. She's gone. That went fast.
Next item.
Next up, we have our Subaru, that newer one. It was a 14 Subaru Crosstrek. The Gardener, I would imagine. So I think that's going to go for some pretty decent money. Let's check that out real quick.
$700.
All right, here we go. $2,900 already, $3,000 already. I'm thinking that it should bring about $4,000, $4,500 myself, but
About to close.
maybe not. 147,000. So yeah,
I need
it does have
$3,100.
147,000 miles on it, not the 47,000
I want
like the oil change is trying to tell us. So
I need $3,100.
yeah, everything looks pretty good on this car though.
I need $3,100.
It's hard to go wrong with a Subaru, really. Like I said before, not everybody likes a Subaru, but this one's pretty decent.
I need
It's got some
$3,100.
scratches and
New bid,
small little
$3,100.
dings on it, but it's really
I
solid.
need $3,200.
And you can haul stuff in it, and you don't get stuck in snow. Well, it made it up to $3,100. I don't think they're going to sell it for $3,100, though. I can't see that. They dropped it down. They dropped the bid down to $25.
Still under the money.
They're trying to get people to jump in there. Everything looks good on this car. I don't know. I don't know.
Sale. The reserve
Nope.
was not met.
There it goes. No sell. They're not going to sell that for that kind of money. Now, I know a lot of these have been selling. That one was just too low. It's tax season, and maybe that's the limit. Maybe the $3,000, $3,500. It's a limit of most people's tax checks, I'm going to guess, because that really, if somebody was looking for a really good car, that should have been it right there. And I would imagine that Facebook Marketplace might be the better place to sell that one instead of the auction. The auction is auctions for the cheaper cars, and that wasn't quite it. Now we have what should be
For $2,300.
the star of the show, the Toyota Sienna minivan.
Toyota Sienna.
Let's have a look at that one. All right, here she goes. She is going up and up and up and up, $2,700, and it just stalled at $2,700.
Okay, bid. Give me $2,800.
At least 35. Come on, they're not going to sell it.
Toyota buyers can
Definitely not going to sell it for anything less than 35. Now it's at $2,800, but this
Bed
is
buyer special.
the one to have. 231,000 miles. It's a little bit high, but Toyotas run. They just
What
keep
are we
going
waiting
and
for?
going.
About
So
asking for $3,000.
they should at least get $3,000 on it. Come on. But I'm pretty sure they are not going to sell it at that kind of money.
New bid $3,000.
You can put it on Facebook Marketplace and get $3,500 without any problems. Probably $4,000 right now, maybe even $4,500 right now. Because this is what people are looking for.
New bid $3,100.
There we go, $3,100. Maybe, but I don't think so.
New bid $3,200.
I think it's going to be.
You'll be sorry if you
I
stop
think it's
bidding
going to be
now.
on
New
the
bid
F33.
$3,400.
Maybe a couple $100 more. Maybe they'll sell it.
What are we waiting for?
Maybe they'll sell it, but
Going twice. New bid
they're
$3,400.
34. Let's see. Try to make it up to another $100. Check this out. Make sure
New
everything's
bid $3,500.
good on it.
Give me $3,600.
Everything's good. Oh, did they get 35? Yeah, they got 35 on it. Now let's see if they sell it.
Bed
Or
buyers
if
going
they
twice.
still think
Give me
it's
$3,600.
too little, which is actually it probably
Someone's
is too little.
New bid increment $25.
Oh,
I
they
need $3,525.
dropped it down to $25 now. So
Loaded up all options.
they're really trying to get every penny
Going
out of this
twice
one.
for $3,500.
$3,500 plus your taxes and your auction fees. And don't forget all that.
Sale for
Oh,
$3,500.
if sell, $3,500. They're not going to sell it for $3,500, but they will try to make a deal.
I need 100.
I think they are pretty close on that, and they might be able to come up with a deal on that one. probably wanting like $4,000, maybe $4,500. Maybe they can meet in the middle. I'd say about $4,000. Those are just really reliable vehicles and good family cars. So $3,500 would have been really nice to get it at, but not reasonable at tax time. So that is all the cars that we have for this week. I was impressed. There were some good deals still out there, and they sold more than normal this time around. There's not as many cars going through the auction. There's probably 30 or 40 less cars than normal. So tax time is dwindling the vehicles down. The dealers are selling these cars on their car lots instead of bringing them to the auction because, you know, it's tax season. So if you want one, you better get out there and start looking. So that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Street Rat Garage. Until next time.